Welcome back. Welcome back to another Beeline to Passports. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And tonight we have a special guest. He is a wrestler, also an actor, and a model. His name is Mr. Benjy Neptune. Benjy, welcome to Beeline to Passports.
Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. And Benji, like every week, we ask our guests how everything started. Let us know about your childhood, your education, where you're from, how many siblings, on all this great information. Then our guests will love to know.
All right, let's see where to start. Well, originally I'm from Miami, Miami, Florida, born and raised, born in Jackson Memorial Hospital. Then eventually, around like middle school time, like mid middle school, my mom moved me to Port Charlotte, Florida, which I like to say, that's where things really started for me and my future and my journey to where I'm at right now. And yeah, started doing mat wrestling around like about like 10 years old, and also participated in taekwondo as well. And I started playing football actually in middle school, but for some reason in middle school I sucked at football. I don't know what happened.
Nice.
Things didn't start clicking until high school. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, so middle school I was too nice, and then I don't know, high school I got angry.
But a good thing that anger situation or the anger management situation, you took it to a wrestling career. Then is that's legal to beat somebody and jump from the rope and with the elbow on their shoulder, yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, pro wrestling it's all legal.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And how many siblings?
I got two older half sisters,
Okay.
and if you're to meet them, you'll laugh because I'm not the tallest, but they're like tall. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that's not fair, but it's okay.
Okay, okay. And first of all, you mentioned, you were in Miami, you moved, um, basically in the south, will be southwest from Florida, yeah? Basically southwest Florida.
Miami.
Well, you're from Miami,
Uh-huh.
you moved to the southwest area of Florida, correct?
I moved to Port Charlotte. Port
Port Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yeah, it's about like an hour and 30 minutes south of Tampa.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Basically,
on
that
the
will
west
be
coast.
the West Coast area.
Yeah.
Um, what was how you feel there was the difference between the Miami area and the Port Charlotte area? Because we
Uh,
know Miami is crowded and is metropolis versus Port Charlotte. Port Charlotte is a city or a town compared with how is Miami.
it's a small town. Yeah, it was a massive culture shock to me
Okay.
going to Port Charlotte. Like, and I'll say I adapted pretty well because in Miami, I talked a little bit different and
Uh-huh.
also had a Haitian accent along with the way I spoke. And
Okay.
and the weird thing is that my mom spoke Creole. I grew up speaking Creole. Then going to Port
Okay.
Charlotte, didn't get as much as that, and I felt like I had to talk more proper. And
All right.
yeah, that was a massive adjustment.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Now, you moved to the Port Charlotte. You complete your high school over there in Port Charlotte.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you went to any college or any trade school or anything after you graduate high school?
I have done a lot of bouncing around because my childhood dream was to always be a professional wrestler,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I, I just didn't necessarily how to go about it. Now I will say like in high school I did get complacent. So then out of high school I was like really complacent because
Okay.
if I tell my mom in high school I want to be a pro wrestler, she'll be like, like if you don't just like go like like go to college and like be a doctor or something, you know,
Correct, correct.
yeah. So a lot of it I kept to myself with like my uncle, who always told me since I was like 7 years old, like you're gonna be a pro wrestler, you know, like I'm gonna find a way to be a pro wrestler. So I bounced around
Nice,
a lot, and then
nice.
eventually he told me that I should really move to Tampa. He didn't really know too much about pro wrestling, being in
Hmm.
Tampa. He just said that like Tampa, that's where dreams can be made. There's more opportunities there. So
Yes,
I found a way to get myself into Tampa, and then eventually I started training with Jay Lethal. He's in AEW. Everyone, you should watch AEW, AEW Dynamite. He's with Jeff Jarrett. Jay Lethal is a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, so I trained with him. Then I had to take a break because my mother got sick. So that was like about like a almost a 3 year gap from that like do like training or doing these shows. Then during that time,
yes,
I got a lot more serious with Olympic weightlifting, and I actually got to meet some pretty cool mentors just on life. One of them, Ben Cockshot, which if you need some body tempering done, which is good for your body, and some rehab stuff, you can go see him. He lives in North Carolina now. And I also met a really good guy named Vishal. He was the owner of the CrossFit gym, and also trained with a guy named Patrick Costello who owns Keep Pulling, which is a Olympic weightlifting team. So yeah, so I did that. So like that was, but I felt like it happened for a reason because it prepared my body even more for pro wrestling because Olympic lifting makes you a lot more explosive. And
yes.
and the first time I was training, I felt like I was not as explosive for some of the moves, like drop kicks, all the athletic moves, and I became a lot more explosive. So when I got back into pro wrestling, yeah, certain stuff, started coming a lot easier. So I feel like things happen for a reason. And I've been
Yes,
back
yes,
since.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Awesome,
since I've been back.
awesome.
Yeah, since I've been back. The wrestling lab, which is the school I train at with Jay Lethal, all the coaches got added in. David Mercury, one of the most underrated wrestlers out there. He's one of the best,
Hmm.
and of course Connor from the Ascension. You'll know him as Connor from WWE. He's going as Big Con now. He's like a father to me. See the resemblance. I'm shorter. He's like 6'5" monster, but that's dad. So yeah,
Awesome.
and yeah, yeah. Here we are now.
That's
I'm doing
that's
shows.
that's amazing. That's amazing. You have that dream and you pursue the dream, and that is key. We should always talk about that. When people have a dream, they need to put three things: time, money, because unfortunately, when you start any career, you need to spend on anything. In your particular case, going to the gym, your wardrobe, all these things, then you need to have that before you start making money. Also, the pictures and prepare yourself on how to work on that in this particular case in this career. Same thing when the people are acting or when the people they become a model. They need to prepare themselves to continue. But you say it very clear. You had that dream and you pursue the dream and you're living right now that dream. You're working every single day. You prepare yourself for continue your career. That is amazing. All right, Benji, let's take the first commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue talking about your career, your past projects, also on films that you have been participating, and all this great information about our guests. But let's take this short commercial break, and we'll be right back with more of Benji Neptune here in Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break and great music. And you're listening GKI Radio. This is your show, Beeline to Passports. And my name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And tonight we have an actor, model, and a wrestler. His name is Mr. Benjy Neptune. Benji, in the previous segment, we were talking about your career. Then you decide to, put time and the effort to do uh, your dream, to become your dream reality. In the last 2 years, I know that you've been involved on wrestling, but also you've been doing some acting. Tell us about
Yes.
your acting career.
All right. So with acting, so with Bitcoin, Connor from the Ascension, one of his biggest things was that to get into WWE, you're gonna have to stand out, you know. So powerlifting came along, and also acting came along. I'm like, how can I get into acting? And he introduced us to a lady named Peggy Sheffield, who came to our wrestling school for a seminar, and she has done some work with some of the wrestlers in WWE on acting, and she's also done some pretty cool pop projects. Like she has done some stuff with The Walking Dead and etc. And she gave me the advice to just go on Facebook and just join a bunch of groups, and I did that, and I never necessarily got like formal auditions, but in between that time, I would take acting seminars. I would do a whole bunch of stuff, just like, and sometimes some of the acting seminars, I just showed up. You know, I'll just see like there's one that day, and I'll just show up. And the first
Yeah.
project I did was Seven Roses with Bobby Washington. I was just a bodyguard, so that has released, and you're gonna see me getting beat up with the do rag on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the next one I did was Beat Shackles, which is actually where I met you. And
That's correct. And,
yeah,
to tell you the truth, we participate on Seven Roses. I was working in previous scenes in Seven Roses. Um, and right now, Seven Roses is on Tubi, on the Tubi channel. Seven Roses. Then you can see Benji, then Mr. Jonathan Montes put the gun on his head,
yeah,
and basically you were dealing also with Mr. Bobby Washington
yes.
on that scene.
I,
Yes, I
yeah, I may have to challenge him to a wrestling match to get my payback.
yes, yeah, yeah. I remember they put they tried to handcuff you, and
Yeah, for no
there
reason.
was yes, yes, most definitely, most definitely. Yeah, my scenes were I was a officer Lugo. I did several scenes on the film, but also I was working behind the scene as a script supervisor and also location manager and casting assistant for the film. uh, the great thing, that two films, they were great. Now we're waiting for Beach Shackles to be released because that Beach Shackles is very interesting. Beach Shackles was filmed in a beach for
Yeah.
several days. They have people, they have sunburns.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because we spend hours, hours and hours filming at the beach. Uh, but awesome. And the other, sorry, the other film that you participate, because I know you participate in three, correct?
Yes.
What is the third?
So I did a little bit of can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was also with Santos as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about an assassin. Well, not an assassin, but like he's a murderer that has like mental issues, and he's trying to murder a whole lot of people, around like 700 to 600 people.
Yeah, the name of that one is Surviving Jehovah.
Surviving Jehovah, yes, Surviving Jehovah.
Yes, yeah, I was part of the production team, and also I have a part on that film as well. You see, this is how the family works, because in many of our shows we have people that work in different films, and we didn't know. Because remember, for our audience, sometimes you are filming on different days, but you are part of the same film. You
Yeah,
don't meet people probably there, but you're gonna meet people at the premiere because
yeah,
everybody goes to the premiere and watch the film after they has been released. But that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, that is on the acting part. Let's go back to the wrestling during these last 3 years. You have been doing some training also in out of Florida, correct?
not out of Florida.
No.
So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of it has been in Florida, and
Okay.
so like if you mean like traveling, I have traveled.
Yes.
I've
Yes.
I've gone to Georgia, and that was like my very fourth match,
Wow.
and yeah, it was actually Big Connor that brought me. It was five of us students, and the funny thing about it, when he told me about like a week before that like
Okay.
he had the opportunity for me, I was coming out of
Yes.
COVID, so
Wow.
I was sick, and I was thinking that man, I mean like yeah, I was yeah like I was healthy, I didn't have COVID anymore, but I was thinking like man, I'm gonna look fat, so like I like literally worked really hard, just going to the gym because my whole thing, wrestling, like you have to look out for your image as well. I didn't want
Correct.
to show up and embarrass him, and that was one of the most interesting trips I've ever been on because it was pretty cool in the car. It was me, um, LaTroy. He goes by Troy Grove, and he's not
Okay.
really wrestling anymore, but he should come back. And JC Love, she will be a big star in the business. And Dirty Devin Diaz. Dirty Devin Diaz is can also be a big star. But we were all in the same car, just driving there. There was arguments, a whole lot of
Nice.
arguments
Nice.
with each other, and a lot of like, why are we doing this? We're not ready to go that far. It was just crazy. Like if like there was a camera in the car, you would laugh because me and JC are like just like at each other's throats, like cursing at each other. And and you see how I am. I'm pretty calm. And if you were to meet her, you'd be like, "Oh, there's no way." And then it was a
Wow.
2 day show. And on the first day, I didn't know this was gonna happen, but I was in the main event. Me and Troy Grove tagged against Big Con and Movie Mike. Movie Mike is a wrestler. He's out there doing his thing.
Okay.
And I'm in the ring looking across like my coach, this massive monster. And I'm like, I hope that he still sees me as his son and he doesn't kill me. So yeah, that was almost a year and a half ago now, and 2 years doing shows for me now will be this coming June. It's gonna be 2 years for me doing shows, and
Wow.
so
Wow.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
That's
So
amazing. Traveling, living your dream, definitely, and that is super important. Continuing with that dream and working day by day, and prepare yourself every single day for being in that mat, and not only that, doing your acting career. Let's take another short commercial break. And when we come back, we will continue talking about your modeling and also with about all other projects that you be involved. And we're going to take this short commercial break. But remember, people, to drop a comment or question you would like to hear them answer on the show. The number is 407-476-9059. Remember to say my name, follow it by your name and your question or comment. And you could also hear it here in Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break. Great music, and you're listening GKI Radio, and this is your show, Beeline to Passports. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host, and tonight we have a model, actor, and wrestler, Mr. Benjy Neptune. Benji, we talked about in the previous segments about your childhood career, when you start your career, when you start your dream to become your dream career, and also you've been working on basically some films. Now, I want to know the modeling part. Uh, how is you working and prepare yourself for modeling?
All
Have
right.
you
So
has any passerella or anything that you have been doing, or any pictures for magazines or anything like that?
nothing like that yet. It's a big yet. So of course, like the photo shoots that I've done so far for pro wrestling, so that they could put my image on a match cards and stuff like that. And I've realized that one of the biggest things that have made me stand out was was my body. And so I was like, so now my thought process is I need to break into modeling. I'm only 2 years into wrestling, and I'm breaking into acting, so I have to do modeling because I have to to cash in on the hard work that I put into the gym, with the abs, the muscles. So why not? So my plan is to continue
Correct.
working on my body. I
Yeah.
have a buddy. I have a buddy in Orlando. He's my best friend, and he does great work. Look up his stuff. It should be under Pierre Productions on Instagram. His name is Jojo. He does great work. So I'm gonna do a photo shoot with him, and yeah, and
Awesome.
of course, working with you as well, you know, and yeah, we're gonna take off, because
Perfect.
the way my mindset is never settle for less. Like with pro wrestling, I will be in WWE, and my plan is to not just be another guy on the roster. So if they're looking at this, then they shouldn't be surprised when I'm on the roster. And I'm not gonna be another. I'm not just gonna be another wrestler. I'm gonna be a massive star. Same thing with acting. If like anything I do, this was instilled in me as a kid from my uncle. Anything you do, you have you have to excel because if you settle for less, that's exactly what life is gonna give you. So same thing with modeling.
Exactly. Ex-
I'm I'm gonna stand out.
Exactly. That's great. I like that when people basically say to the world, I'm gonna be this, because basically it's not only you saying to the world, you saying to yourself, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and this is what we're going to work to get there. Basically, you creating already the road and building the bridges to get to the basically to the goal that you want to achieve. That is great. I like that. I love that attitude. Then are going to and moving forward, and prepare
Yeah,
yourself and moving forward. This is amazing, and you're a very young man. You have a long career. You prepare
yeah,
yourself. You're gonna have a long career. We know, on wrestling, uh is a lot of stunts that you need to do, some jumpings and all these things, and they can your body need to be strong to and healthy. Not only be strong, also you need to be healthy, because anything can stop that dream. And we know, I have good friends. They also, follow wrestling, but I did a work years ago for the WWE, and working with them, I met many of these superstars, and conversation with them. Some people that were already retired, and they came back and they told me their stories, how hard it was when they need to stop the career because an injury. Um, and then that can happen at any time. but also any situation, health situation, then they can basically put a pause on the dream. That is amazing that you have that in mind. And we always say, don't put all the eggs in the same basket. That's great. And you're looking on acting, you're looking on modeling, you continue doing wrestling. Uh, you see people like John Cena. Yeah, you see people like Dave Batista. That is not my cousin, just in case. uh, Dave Batista. You see all these guys has been participating, has been working on, with the WWE. They left the Rock. They left, but they have a massive career in basically as an actors, and all the sponsors that they have behind. Not only that, uh, you see, you go to social media and you start looking on the Rock, for example, the Rock pages. Have many sponsors, and he also did some investments. He started investing in tequila. This is the most recent thing that he has been
Yeah,
investing in tequila. Tequila right now is the most popular alcohol beverage in AC, because
yeah,
many actors has been also involved with that,
it's a big
and they've
deal.
been, yes, they've been working every single time in, growing, making some money, but also diversify themselves in this career, in the acting career. But that's amazing, man. That's amazing, and I applaud that you have. I'm sorry, that you have this state of mind. And okay, let's do it. Let's move to the next one, and
Yeah,
let's prepare to the next step. That is amazing. That's amazing.
yeah, I'm excited for the future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you have a bright future, most definitely. Well, let's take another short commercial break, and when we come back, we continue listening your story, also learning your future projects, some stuff that you want to be involved in, some areas that you want to work in the future. But let's take this short commercial break, and people, thank you for being with us in this fourth season of our show, Beeline to Passports. And thank you for being with us, learning about Mr. Benjy Neptune tonight and his story. And we'll be right back with more of Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break. Great music. You're listening Beeline to Passports with Joe Batista, your host. And tonight we have a special guest. And our guest, his name is Benjy Neptune. Benjy is a wrestler, actor, and model. And Benjy, we've been talking about your career, your dream, and also the projects that you has been involved. Now let's talk about the future. Um, what you're looking to achieve? What area are you looking to achieve in this next year, in 5 years from now? And also, I want to say something before we hear your social media.
All right. So within the next year, the biggest thing that I'm working on is building myself a base, a solid foundation, to get some more followers on Instagram. So I'm working on content, and one of the big things that I'm doing right now is powerlifting as well. My goal in powerlifting is to break uh, a national record, because with that national record, WWE can really see that I'm not just another person at all. I'm not a human being. So that's one of my goals: build my foundation, doing as many things as possible, and also getting some more roles in acting, getting some like pictures done for modeling, and just to really show the world who I am. And as you know, this day and age, social media is a big deal. My Instagram is at Benjy305, Benjy 305. So yeah, so like that's the biggest thing that I'm on right now. But yeah. This year is to build my foundation. 5 years,
Awesome.
I
Mhm.
want to be under contract with the WWE within 5 years. So so yeah, that's my 5 year goal. And then 10 years from now, well, just like we talked about earlier, I'm shooting for the moon. And really
Yes.
show who I am, show off my personality. You know, from wrestling to acting to modeling, and also just like getting into different investment projects. And I have a whole list of ideas, which you'll see eventually. I have like a notebook filled with a bunch of like ideas that I plan on capitalizing on in 10 years.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. The information that I want to give to our audience, Benji is our newest member of Silera Media Group, Silera Talent, and officially we want to welcome you to our family. We're going to have this announcement very soon. Basically, today we're
Yeah,
doing this today. We're going to announce this to the world, to the through the social media. Then you are part of our family, part of the talents. Then we work and we assist to develop their careers and helping them to achieve their goals. That was the words I want to say. Welcome you and
thank you.
um, I'm glad then we met and we're going to work together to push your career and help you to grow and making connections and all the things then make you more visible for that goal of the WWE and any other wrestling industry companies in the industry. Same thing with acting and the modeling.
Thank you.
All right, man. Now, on the you said that you have the Instagram, social media, but you have also your IMDb. What is
Yes.
your IMDb?
So my IMDb will be under my name, Benjy Neptune, and the way I like to say it right now is that it is under construction, because
Oh yeah.
I can promise you in like 2 years, yeah, you're gonna see it filled up.
Yes, yeah, and it's basically networking and start putting some work there. Right now, we're working also in something. Then Mr. Benji Neptune is gonna be the lead role on that project in
Yeah,
film, and we're excited to working on these things. We right now we already have some signing with the script owners, and now moving to the funding process to have that taken care. And hopefully in the next couple months we can start filming, and you're gonna see this on the big screen. And also we're looking to send this to major streaming company like the Amazon and Netflix, because it's a great script. Then we know you're gonna do amazing.
Yeah, coming soon, guys. Coming soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Repeat your social media and your IMDb for the people that has been listening and the show. Then they take notes regarding that.
Yeah, for sure. My Instagram is Benjy, Ben as in Nancy, Jay 305, and my IMDb is Benjy Neptune. So
Awesome. And when people can see you in matches, we know this is on Monday, but in this week, you have any matches coming up?
yeah, so I'm not in WWE yet, but you can watch me on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. WWN Proving Ground. So there'll be new episodes released every Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock in the morning. Watch Benjy Time, So when I say what time it is, I don't care where you are. You can be at home or in the bathroom. You got to yell, it's Benjy Time. So yeah, Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. And if you want to see me live, I perform there every Friday night. Doors open at 7 p.m. at Richie Racket Club, WWN Proving Ground. And as for miscellaneous matches, if you want to see some of my early matches, you can find them on YouTube. Just type in Benjy Neptune on YouTube, and you can also see my early development. And also, yeah, just join me on this journey. Just watch my journey throughout the years because I'm still young in my career. 2 years is gonna only be June, and 2 years in Bitcoin's words is, you're greener than goose. I'm not sure if I could curse, but yeah, he says I'm greener than goose shit. So, yeah, so I'm still a newbie. So yeah, join me on my journey because I can promise you, in a few years, I will be a massive star.
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is great. And people, just start following Mr. Benji Neptune on the social media. You're going to see the pictures, and you're going to see the muscles. This gentleman here, he has some muscles. Look at
Ugh, yeah,
that. He have some muscle, and he is amazing on that ring. And hey, again, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of your Benji Neptune time,
yeah.
because we will work and help your career, and
Thank you,
looking forward to make it bigger and bigger and bigger, and continue with everything, then the dreams that you have
yeah.
for you and your career. Again, Benji, thank you for this opportunity, also the
Thank you,
interview you here in our show. And again, we'll see you soon on that square circle.
yes.
All right,
All
brother.
right, guys.
Thank
See you
you.
guys soon. And
All right, man.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What time is it?
Benji Neptune time.
Well, almost. It's Benjy time. You're
It's
close.
Benji time. Okay. I like to use
Yeah.
the last name. All right. It's Benji time. Definitely. All right, Benji. Thank you for the opportunity. And people, thank you for being with us in another Beeline to Passports. And remember, be a leader, rock the world, inspires others with your emotions in control. Good night.